Well, if you guys haven't heard, we're going to the Camping World Bowl in Orlando, so we get to work on our tans. So you guys up front, bring your sunscreen lotion. Any questions? Wow. Okay.
Who are you playing?
West Virginia.
Yeah, Andrew. Dino, obviously, Bowles got announced. I don't know if you've watched any film, but what do you know about West Virginia? What have you heard about them? Any sort of initial reaction to that?
Obviously they're the old Texas Tech branch of offense. They play good defense. If I'm not mistaken, it's a 3-3 stack type defense that they play, which is very unique. It's probably a defense that's not played a lot around the country. But from an offensive standpoint, with that quarterback that they have, outstanding football player, can throw the ball all over the yard, receivers that make plays all over the place. It'll be, I'd imagine, a defensive contest.
Steve?
Coach, I know the last several weeks, you and the players have had to say, we don't care, we just want to go to the postseason. That's the focus right now. It seems like this was the best case scenario coming into the day. The opponent, the location, so on and so forth. Could you speak to, I guess, the opportunity of going down to Orlando and playing an old Big East rival and two high-scoring teams and everything that kind of goes with it?
I think it's really cool that we're playing an old rival, and I know that our fan base will be fired up about that, and tickets are probably being sold as we speak. But really, I do appreciate the slotting of it, because that's where the second team in the ACC normally goes, and that's what we earned this year. But this football team would have been happy to go anywhere, and to represent any of the bowls, because we really are blessed. I'm one of those guys that, everybody wants to make the Final Four, the Final 8, the Final 16. I still love the bowl system. When there's bowls, there's 20 bowls, there's going to be 10 winners. Now, there might be one national champion, but there's going to be a bunch of winners. And I'm excited about the opportunity that we have, and I'm excited what the opportunity that the players have, especially based off of their 4- and 5-year careers that they've had here.
You just mentioned having to be a former.
Matt, stop for a second. You guys know this is like the first time I've ever had a press conference with you guys sitting over here over my shoulder like this. I'm getting kind of nervous. Am I doing okay? Okay, all right, thanks. Go ahead, Matt.
With it being a former Big East rival, do you anticipate trying to bring in any former players from some of those legendary matchups, such as 1987?
Because it just happened about 8 or 9 minutes ago, I really haven't had an opportunity to think about that, but I think that's a fabulous idea.
Nico in the back. Coach, you just mentioned a few minutes ago just the opportunity. You guys are happy with any bowl, but the chance you just mentioned these seniors here, it's their first bowl, their chance to end their Syracuse career with a victory. That's something special that not a lot of players get to enjoy. How cool is that part of it?
Well, I think that these guys understand what we're playing for, and it's cool to go down to a bowl, and we're going to experience and enjoy every part of that. But to have an opportunity to be a football team that goes double digits and win 10 wins, that just doesn't happen very often. It's happened like once every 7 years of my career based off the schools that I've been at. And it kind of separates you from a lot of football teams. There's a big difference. They're going to say, well, it's only a difference of one. Well, there's a difference of not one game, but one digit. It's a big difference between being a 9-win team and a 10-win team in college football. And it really will cement this class and really give them what I think they deserve based off of all the work that they've put in. So I'm really excited about the opportunity, and that's not to neglect how good our opponent is. I mean, we're probably getting the best opponent that we could possibly play, and they're ranked really, really high, and we'll look forward to playing them.
Josh?
Dino, I was curious what the past week has been like for the team, and then the next 3 weeks, because I think it's obviously just a different scenario to have 4 weeks in between games. I don't know kind of what goes into the prep there.
It's really unique. First of all, let me say this: based off of our last win over Boston College to finish the season, over our rival game, it was a very physical game, and the last week we basically just took off and concentrated on school. We did do some weight and some baby conditioning type stuff, but we will follow that pattern in the first part of next week as well, because at Syracuse University you got to give these guys some opportunities to study, and some of these guys, accounting majors and everything else, they've got some real finals going on over here. So they're going to be working on that stuff, and we'll give them that to about Thursday. And then, Friday, Saturday, somewhere there at the end of the week, we'll have our first practice and we'll start getting going. We'll need at least that much time because the staff is still recruiting, and we will be out recruiting all across the country for the entire week. And then we've got to get back together and start putting our game plans together for West Virginia.
So it really kind of turns into like a 2-week game, like game-specific prep in some way. It's like having a bye week and then the game week. What do you do?
I'm not sure I'm going to do it that way. I think that there's two things that we need to accomplish. We need to, first of all, we're playing to win the football game. And then the second thing is we need to continue to develop the underbelly of this football team. This is a great opportunity to have 15 practices, which is the exact amount that we get in spring ball. So we're getting a second spring to set us up for the 2019 season, which will be big. These guys have done their part for 2018 now. The juniors and the rest of the family has got to do their part for 2019. So it's going to be a part of that as well. We have to burn candles at both ends, so to speak, to make sure that we're giving not only the 2018 team the best opportunity to finish, but the 2019 team the best opportunity to start.
I just wanted to ask about recruiting. I think it was 2 weeks ago you said you thought the back end of this 2019 class and the 2020 class would kind of give you the ammunition you thought you needed to have full depth. You guys have kind of been back, the coach has been back on the road this week. What's it been like meeting face-to-face with coaches and recruits, and what's kind of the feedback you're getting back now that you've kind of put together a breakthrough season?
It's exactly what you think. First of all, half of our kids are already committed. So you gotta realize that they committed off of our Virginia Tech win and our Clemson win. And now half of those scholarships are not committed, and we're being introduced to a new a higher brand of athletes who are really excited about the job that the seniors have done with our 9-3 season and our second place finish in the ACC Atlantic, one of the toughest conferences in college football. So we're getting introduced to a new set of athletes or higher stars, however you want to put that. From the coaches' standpoints, at the high schools that we're meeting, they're super excited. They're super excited to see that Syracuse is back, and I think they're excited in helping us. So that's been really cool to get out on the road, but again, I think most of the effect of the 2018 season will be happening in 2020, and that's why we've got to make sure that we start off hot and fast with the 2019 team.
Time for a couple more questions, Matt?
With this upcoming stretch, what are some of the things that you and the rest of the coaching staff do to balance the game prep as well as recruiting and getting around the country to make sure that you get those higher star and maybe higher grade recruits that you were just talking about?
Okay, Matt, you lost me because I thought you were going into a practice thing and then you switched it back to recruiting, so I apologize. Hit me one more time.
Just in terms of balancing the practice and the recruiting, what are some of the things that you and the rest of the coaching staff do to make sure that you hit both of those to the
Well,
level?
the only way to be sure is to hit it all, so we're going to be exhausted, which is okay. It's a good exhaustion. We're going to work longer hours. We've got to make sure that the practice prep is correct, and we have to break that team down. And then we also can't relax on recruiting, because there's two types of football teams right now. There's teams that are going to bowls and they have practice and recruiting, and then there's teams that have no practice and they're recruiting 100%. And we've got to balance that out. We can't let the staff outwork us just because they don't have a bowl game. And that's exactly what we were trying to do the last 2 years here. So we understand how hard they're going to be working, and we need to be able to match that. And it doesn't matter if there's only 24 hours in a day, because we're going to work well into that. Okay?
Time for 2 more questions. In the back, stop. Dino, some of the early reaction I've seen from writers, analysts, whatever, say that this might be the bowl game, the game bowl season. What's your reaction when you see something like that your team could be involved in what they think might be the best game of this calendar year?
You know, that's flattering. That's flattering. I don't know where they would get something like that from. I know that I think that team has a really good quarterback. I think we have a really good quarterback. I think their defense is underrated. I think our defense is underrated. I'm not sure about their special teams. I haven't sat down and watched their special teams. I hope they're not as good as ours, because I hope would be an advantage for us. But I know this. I know they're fast. And I also know I've played them one time in my career, and it didn't end up well. So hopefully we'll do a lot better than the last time we played them.
Last question for Coach. In the back.
Coach, you mentioned just a little bit ago that talking about how last year you knew you guys were spending most of your time recruiting, other teams were preparing for bowls. you're now in a position where you guys are preparing for bowl and recruiting. Could you just talk about how gratifying it is to now be in this position where you've seen the program kind of grow from where it is, where you have it now, where you guys are competing in what could be one of the better bowl games this season?
You know, it's very gratifying. I mean, when I talk about us working 24 hours a day, that's fun. That's like camp. These guys loved camp. They didn't call it a grind, they called it a find. They wanted to find out where they were at, and they thought that they were a lot better than what people were giving them credit for. And we didn't have any proof of that, but they went out and proved it, and now everybody's seen how much work they put into the off season, how much work they put into camp. So that hard work is fun. You know, I know what hard work is, but when I'm working on football and I'm working on recruiting, and that's not hard to me, that's fun. And we will burn the candles like no others to try to put our best foot forward, not only in the recruiting part of it, but the thing that we put on the field in front of everybody in the Camping Bowl. So it'll be awesome, Camping World Bowl.